So, Jeju on of South Korea. I've been watching this story for a little bit, trying to see if it was going anywhere. But basically, there were a lot of people reported missing on the island. 300 within, I think, about a year or something, and quite a few within just this month of August. And then I saw something to do with a police officer being involved. And a police officer has been arrested. They've fired a bunch of people. And furthermore, they've just said that this guy was probably just lazy. So, all right, let's get a little more into the details. There is a safety alert in Jeju Island, South Korea. 15 people are confirmed missing, with 4 bodies found so far. The South Korean police are receiving a lot of backlash for their mishandling of the latest case. Theories are pointing to a possible serial killer. Somebody here has mapped out all of the different missing reports plus the dead bodies. And I mean, you can see a lot. It's all over. It's spread out throughout the entire island. It's not localized. There's a lot of theories here as to what's going on. So basically, a family member would go missing, and then, of course, the family or loved ones would give a call and be like, "Hey, we don't know where our loved one went." And this guy, the officer, I think there's a name. I'll have to see if I can find it. He would just say, "Okay, I'll look into it," and then he would call them back and say, "Oh yeah, they're just fine. They just don't want to talk to you right now." And after, of course, a few more weeks, the people would call back again. They would call somebody else and be like, "Listen, this doesn't make any sense." So this happened like 3 times within a span of like 2 weeks before some higher ups got involved. And they found the bodies, of course, and they were like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, where are you declaring these people alive when they're dead?" And apparently this guy has handled almost 300 cases that he has ruled, as fine. He shuts them down. Not only has he shut them down, but he's gone in and he's deleted the information. He's deleted the people's reports. And so they don't know. The official narrative is that this guy is actually just lazy. He's just really lazy, and he doesn't want to do any real work. He has a stalking charge, I think, against him. And so it's gone up the ladder. And even the people further up are just like, "Yeah, we're only really looking into a few cases connected to this guy." It's like 3 of them, even though he has closed 300. So obviously, it's a little tougher for me to crack open some conspiracies when it's not in my native tongue and not in my my local area. But I'm doing the digging. A Jeju police officer was arrested today for deliberately shutting down missing person cases. Not 1 or 2, but roughly 298. He told families their loved ones were safe, then quietly deleted the cases from the missing persons systems. So the rumor is that he's working with somebody. That's what they think. They think he's working with somebody, that there's a serial killer loose and is just racking up bodies, and that he's covering for them. He's an accomplice. The case cracked open because of Jang Mi Ran's disappearance, which turned out to expose a far larger cover-up. Jang Mi Ran, 37, went missing on May 12th. Her boyfriend reported it, and the officer assigned to the case told him he'd reached her, that she was safe, and that she didn't want her location shared. Then closed the file that same night. It later emerged that there was no record police had ever actually contacted her, of course. Once the officer was identified and implicated, investigators went back through his past cases. Between August 22nd and 24th, they found 4 bodies of people who had been reported missing. Zhang Mi ran among them, found 104 days after she disappeared. Just a few minutes walk from where she'd been staying. The other 3 were men, 2 in their 60s and 1 in his 70s. Since prosecutors' authority to conduct Supplementary investigation was abolished. Public anxiety has been mounting over a single officer could kill hundreds of cases with almost no way for anyone to catch it. And there's a little video here of the family confronting the officer. Reporter, would you like to say a word to the families of the victims? Victim's family. Hey, say something. And it looks like they push him there. Move, you idiot. Did you falsely close the case because you were too lazy, right? So the current narrative is that this guy was actually just super lazy. But, I mean, 300 bodies in 2 years on this small island. I don't know. Why did you falsely close the case? Please say something to the victims' families. The body's been found. Please say a word. Apologize. Are you sorry? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a larger conspiracy here. Another dead body of a missing person has been found in Jeju, making it the fourth finding in just 3 days after the revelation of a rogue police officer who falsified 200 missing person cases during 17 months while working on the island. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. 200, again, in 17 months. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. He's got to be working with somebody. But let's just say he just wasn't doing his job. And all of a sudden, of course, the new police coming in are doing their job. And they're just, like, going through these reports and finding all these dead bodies. Most of the bodies they're finding are heavily decomposed. And it's just been a fucking ruckus, you know? But somebody's got to be killing these people. For those planning a vacation to Korea, especially Jeju, please read this. So in Jeju, it turns out there are a ton of missing person cases and murder cases, but the news gets hidden. Next thing you know, they find the body. Yeah, it's a lot of bodies being found. And this is real recent, guys. This is as of basically yesterday and maybe like 4 days ago. This middle-aged lady forbade original poster from walking home and insisted original poster just ride in the car instead. So it sounds like even the natives to the island are pretty aware of what's going on. And are warning the people. Since it felt awkward to refuse, Op ended up hitchhiking a ride in the restaurant owner's car. During the drive, the owner told him that in that area, tons of people have gone missing. Like, seriously, a huge number of missing people. But the news gets covered up. The restaurant owner also let them know that everyone who goes missing is definitely a tourist. Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Because you can tell they're tourists from a mile away. So they get deliberately targeted. Wow. No shit, guys. Yeah. So this fourth missing person was found within 24 hours of this broadcast. Who knows? I think he's in on it. I think he's definitely in on it. There's just no way. It's a lot of people. Maybe, I think this is the person. So they have footage of her here. And maybe someone following her. I don't speak whatever the... I guess it was Korean, but it didn't sound Korean. Kind of sounded Chinese to me. Sorry. Not to be insulting. I just don't know the difference. So, I mean, again, maybe it's just been building up. Here's the young woman who was killed. Oh, it's odd. Obviously, it's got to be a serial killer. It seems like they're targeting vulnerable people. Most of them are older. But they're just finding bodies everywhere. They're just finding bodies everywhere. The police officer, A, who is suspected of falsely closing the case of missing person in Jeju, is arrested. He previously closed the case internally within 2 hours after receiving an initial report of Jang Moran's disappearance in May and put death in traffic accidents as the cause. Like, what? Jang Moran's body was found inside a palm tree farm in Jeju just yesterday, guys. She was reported missing on May. A also covered up another missing person report of a man in 60s early last month using the same method. The family of the man revisited police station again after Jang's case was reported in the media. Then the man's body was discovered the following day. A full investigation into all 300 missing person cases, which closed by A during his 1 year and 5 months of service, will be done soon. So I may have jumped the gun too early, but I'll keep following the story. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I have no doubt in my mind this will probably turn into something a little more